time came for us to make the one call that we did not anticipate doing. We knew that we had to call in our good friend to come back and help us talk to these couples. It had been many a season until we got a chance to sit down with him and have him talk to our couples, but we knew that this was the right person to call.
Pastor Cal, why am I here?
We knew that we needed to talk to you to get these couples in line. You have everything it takes to talk to them, to get the answers that we need.
Now listen, last time I came, y'all didn't want to have anything to do with the questions that I was asking. Y'all got so upset about me bringing up Mia's stuff. Now, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to have to do it my way.
I completely understand and I completely agree. You can do this your way. Ask the questions that you need to. Get to the bottom of it.
Okay, I just don't want to hear anybody complaining about the questions that I ask or the nicknames that I call people.
I can understand that, but you know what to do. You know what to do. Can you do it for us? Come on, Travis. We need you. We need you.
Okay. I'll talk to him.
Hey, what's going on, Scatterbrains? Thank you for coming back to another episode of Scatterbrains. See, my name is Travis, and yes, I know I am extremely late, very late. I started to record the video yesterday. Something came up in the middle of me recording, so I had to stop and go take care of that, and I did not have time the rest of the day to do it. So you're getting this video a lot later than normal, but hopefully you enjoyed the little thing I put in at the beginning. You know, you just got to stay tuned to see when things are going to happen. So we're going to try to go through this really quickly. I really don't want to be on here a long time today since this is my second time saying a lot of this stuff. All in all, the episode wasn't much of anything that happened. All it was them moving into their new neutral place that the show was paying for, which is in the exact same building, which is just another part of the whole bulk deal they got, along with them seeing each other's personal living spaces and Pastor Cal coming to talk to every couple. We're going to try to go as quick as possible. So let's first start off with Jostin, because I don't have a lot for them. So everybody went and saw everybody's place. Not much stood out. You know, for her, for Jessica, she has a lot of stuff, but she was packing a lot of stuff. When they talked to Pastor Cal, they talked about finances, the fact that he makes less than her. She said to Pastor Cal that she wasn't bothered by it, but then she said in the confessional that she was. So we'll see if anything changes with them. They're still the couple that doesn't really have much going on. They're just normal, easygoing. They said they want maybe 2 to 3 kids in 2 to 3 years, and that's all I have for them. So we're gonna move on. She made a big deal about the fact that he doesn't sleep with a sheet, and you know, I don't understand the purpose of sheets either. If it's just to keep the comforter from getting dirty, okay, but I don't sleep with a sheet either. It's just, if I'm in a bed with a sheet, I'm not sleeping under a sheet. It's just unnecessary cloth and fabric in the bed. Let's move on to Carrick. They're very happy that in this new neutral place that there's a king-size bed because the dog is going to be sleeping in the bed with them. Now, you know, no offense to pet people, I don't understand sleeping with dogs. However, I know some of y'all females out there that have been sleeping with dogs for years. But yeah, I don't get sleeping with dogs. It's just, for what? But they go to his place. The thing that stands out about Derek's place is the fact that in his top drawer he had a fake gun and he had a whole bunch of money. So I'm starting to think that Derek might be a drug dealer on the side, because why do you have that much cash and why do you have a fake gun? Hello?
Congratulations. You have...
No, I have not. So I don't understand why he has that in his top drawer. But, because I'm like, did you not need money for the honeymoon? But I was like, well, maybe the show paid for everything, so maybe that's why he didn't take all that cash with him. Let me turn my iPad. Moving on, they go to her place, but nothing important happens there. As far as their conversation with Cal, they talk about the fact that they do want children. They said if it doesn't accidentally happen within the next 2 years, they'll probably, you know, try in 3. He talks to them about how the attraction is going, and for Derek, it's not really going much past a roommate. That's how he sees Katie, my daughter, and the dog are right here on the other side of the door. It is what it is. He still feels like she's a roommate and doesn't think that he'll really fall in love with her from between like 6 months to a year. He's never, to his knowledge, he's never been in love before. And for me, 6 months to a year seems like a really long time to say that you might fall in love with somebody, but I guess 6 months really isn't that long. Yes. Yeah, go in there with mommy. Go in there with mommy. Okay. So I'm like, that seemed like a long time to take to fall in love, but you know, we'll see what happens. Moving on about her, they talk about the ex and whether the ex is still in her life or not, and how him saying that he was still in love with her affected her. So she just tries to reassure Derek that the ex is not in the picture and that she doesn't have anything to worry about, but it's clear that she is still going through emotions because of the ex. So like I said, I still think it's a good chance that ex may pop up on this show. We'll see. All right, let's go to Eminem. Mika is very excited about their new place. When they go look at each other's places, she's like, "Why you snooping through all my stuff?" in her Baltimore accent. He notices that she's really clean, and she notices that he doesn't use his cabinets. Like, he does not have really anything in his cabinets. He has everything just out. I can understand that being organized, but I'm not about to just have pots on my stove if I'm not actually using the pots. Like, he leaves the spatula on the stove. Oreo, you're not getting in here. He leaves the spatula on the stove so that he can get to it easily. So to me, it's just lazy. But, you know, hey, I ain't one to judge. If it works for you, great. They talk about the finances and all that stuff with Cal. But one point that was important was that they want 3 children and he wants to adopt one because he was adopted himself, which I think is a very admirable thing. There are plenty of children that need adoption, that need homes, you know. So, I mean, I can totally understand coming from that life, wanting to give back. So I think that's a good thing for Michael to want to do. He cries later on because he feels insecure. No, he doesn't feel insecure. He feels like he's failing as a husband because he's put all this pressure on himself about how he's supposed to be. They bring back up that whole thing about him giving her the ultimatum, and they're both pretty much in the exact same place. He says that he didn't say it. She says that she did. She says that he did. Who's telling the truth right now? I don't know. And the other thing I noticed about him was that he does this a lot. Like, when he's rubbing his arms, he does that a lot. So y'all pay attention to that kind of stuff. I hate that I'm having to talk so fast, but you know, just given the sense of time that I have to go through this review extra fast. So I'm sorry, y'all. Also, let me also say this is the last week that I'm out of work. I go back to work on Monday, so I can't tell you how the reviews are going to start showing up after this one. This one's already late, so maybe it's just something for y'all to get used to. But you know, we'll play it by ear. Monday will be my first day back at work having 2 kids, and I don't know what life is going to be like having a work life and a home life. So we'll just see how I handle all of that balance. But at least y'all got 7 reviews from me, you know. So they have the season, I think that says like 17 episodes. So we'll see what happens. Moving on to hair and teeth. She arrives alone to the new place because Hair didn't feel like it was important for him to move in with her. So she's kind of like exploring, and you know, he said it just didn't feel right. He said he wants to take it from a different vantage point. He doesn't want to go against his views, and he doesn't want to put on the show. He's doing what he feels is right and honest. And the whole time that Zach was talking throughout this whole episode, it was just like every time he started talking, the music would change to like some dorky, stupid music, because everybody knows that Zach is just talking to hear himself talk. So every time he talked, I was just like, what are you talking about? You're just saying a whole bunch of nothing. It's just I'm like, oh, shut up. So anyway, her friend comes over to talk to her. I want to say the friend's name was like Mallory or something. I didn't catch it, but she informs Mallory about everything that happened, about them kissing and making out, but him saying that he wasn't attracted to her. And the friend calls it for what it is. You know, I like that friend. Mallory, Megan, Mahonia, whatever her name is. I like her. Zach is full of it, and he's just putting on the show for this show, and it's all really clear for all of us to see it. And it sucks that Mindy Teeth has to go through this, but you know, it is what it is. But Teeth decides that she wants to give him a second chance. So the question is like, does he deserve it? And the answer to me is no. So when they talk to Cal, they talk about attraction, and the whole time Pastor Cal is taking his glasses off and putting them on, and taking them off and putting them on, and rubbing this thing right here, and like just back and forth. And I'm almost like, do you even really need these glasses? Because you're taking them off so much. Or is it that hair just has you that confused? Pastor Cal just looked so lost in space, and he was just like, what are you talking about? Like, so I think he decides, you know what, I'm not understanding anything that hair is saying, so let me just break it down like this. The main thing that y'all gonna have to work on is being patient. So that is kind of what he tasked them with. He says that Hair says he sees why they were matched, and he says, you're smart, you're very pretty. And then he goes back on that whole tangent of just saying nothing, but it is what it is. Cal points out the fact that it's a 2-bedroom place, but he still wasn't ready to move in. And I wrote it down somewhere. What did he say? He said one of his issues with moving in is that he wanted to miss her. And it's like, bro, you're going to be at work for 8 hours at a time. Is that not enough time to miss her? You think seeing her for those 4 hours in the evening is going to make you not miss her? I wish they were able to just cut their losses with this situation, because hair and teeth just don't need to be together. So they decided to put their best foot forward, and we're going to move on from them. How many more couples do I have left? Just one? Are we down to Brailer? Oh yeah, there we are. So we're doing pretty good. I was about to say, did I not hit record? But I did. All right, finally, Brailer. So from this point forward, Brandon's name is no longer B. Randon. It is B. Rudin. Okay? Brudin is rude. Brudin is real rude. So it begins with dramatic music. She doesn't know where he is. The last time she saw him, what the episode ended, was him, going off on everybody on the bus. And she just talks about the fact that he quits a lot. She's tried to contact him. He has not responded. So Pastor Cal shows up and he talks to her. She talks about that he has issues with production. She tells us that he threw his ring and left that and his passport. And I don't know if we knew that Taylor and her wig did that last week. But Taylor and her wig are just over it. They're completely over it. Cal says that this is not the person that they chose for Taylor and her wig. And he's really shocked and disappointed. And he just wants to figure out what the issue is. And the issue is called chemical imbalance. Barudin is chemically unbalanced, and he's not fit for a show like this. Whatever internal things he has going on might be the reason for whatever he's been through in his life, but he's not ready for this process. And it just so happens that Barudin walks in during the conversation. So he walks in with a, hey, how's it going? Yeah, absolutely. That's his favorite word. It's, yeah, absolutely. Oh, how's it going? Here's some flowers for you. How's it going, Pastor Cal? So, what are we talking about? We're talking about you, Bruden. We're talking about you. Where you been? What are you doing? Anyway. So, he wants to talk to him. Cal asked Bruden how he's doing. He said, could be better. Then he asked him, why is production affecting him this way? And he says, it's a lot. It's a new level of vulnerability. And he feels like he's being played. And he felt like Taylor wasn't, and her wig. Felt like Taylor and her wig wasn't Team Brandon. And if you're not Team Brandon, you gotta go. And it's just like, what kind of self-absorbed person thinks this way? But, whatever. And Barudin feels like this whole situation is a threatening thing to him. And he kind of feels like, well, I'm gonna hurt you before you get a chance to hurt me. So Cal gets his opinion. He says that Taylor and her wig should just focus on being cordial. And then she gives her side about that. But Barudin talks about the fact that how he acted was out of character, and I don't like when people say, oh, that was so out of character for me. No, it wasn't out of character for you, because if it's in you and it came up, it's a part of who you are. It might not be a part of who you like, it might not be a part of you that you like about yourself, but it is a part of you. We all have an angry side, we all have a mean side, a rude side, all of that, but it's a part of our character. Nobody's character is perfect, so the person that he showed in Panama is who he is. Not wholly, but it is a part of who he is. So that whole out of character thing, no, you were brooding, you were being yourself. So that was a real quick review. Real quick. I'm sorry, life happens, it comes at you fast, and I'm just doing the best that I can. Thank y'all so much for watching. To do, rate, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Share if you feel like it. I'll talk to y'all hopefully next week. Am I leaving off anything else? Okay, peace.